Trent is horrible. Right? Isn't that what everyone's supposed to think now? Look, I am not a Liverpool fan, so I might be wrong about this. I might. But Trent Alexander-Arnold, is he really a traitor? Is that what we're supposed to think? Look, running down his deal to walk on a free to Real Madrid looks like a lousy, mean decision. But he was signed for nothing. He's leaving for nothing. I mean, Sadio Mane joined Liverpool for £36 million. He left them for 27 million. That's a loss. But does he get viewed as a horrible snake? No, he's not gonna get booed when he's invited back for Liverpool Legends matches in the future. Alexander-Arnold leaving is not a financial loss because you never paid anything for him in the first place. You just gave him free sandwiches when he was 13. Sure, maybe he could have chucked in a transfer request last summer and demanded that Real Madrid sign him then, but that is not how Real Madrid work. They were too busy concentrating on their Mbappe mega deal last summer. The summer before, it was all about Jude. I promise you, the right back position is so far down that club's list of priorities. I'm guessing Florentino Perez cares more about washing his car and surfing the web for luxurious toilet paper before he does sitting down to sort out the right back situation. The club has never had glossy right backs. Arguably the greatest one in their history, his next move after Real was to join Blackburn Rovers. I mean, Danny Carvajal has probably overtaken Michel Salgado as their biggest ever right back legend. Yeah, they initially sold him to Bayer Leverkusen in 2012. He wasn't exactly a teen superstar. He was just their Spanish Gary Neville. Lads, Real Madrid once had an elite young right back in Ashraf Hakimi. He was at the Bernabeu for 14 years and was casually tossed away at 21 as if he was just an empty bag of chips. He's literally a month younger than Trent. He should have been the current Real Madrid right back. I think he's better than Trent. This job should not be open to Trent right now, but it is because Real Madrid care about right backs as much as I care about what cows dream about. Probably grass, I'd imagine. There should be no bigger clue that Real Madrid don't care about right backs than when they signed West Ham flop Julian Faubert to come and fall asleep on their bench, making a Galactico out of that horribly dreadful footballer. Someone whose future was Elazığspor, Kilmarnock, Inter Turku, Borneo, and Freju San Rafael. Someone whose international career was for Martinique. Something which sounds like a posh type of champagne. Making him a Real Madrid right back once proves that club just didn't care. They never have. It's not a priority position. Trent is the only time this club have ever made an effort to glam up the right back position. And so that in itself is an honor. This club never bothered to sign Cafu, Thuram, Lam, or Alves. They didn't care. This is a club obsessed with superstar forwards. The glamorous players, they look at defenders the same way Big Sam looks at a salad. I've actually found the moment where Trent decided that he wanted to join Real Madrid. I know who is to blame. It's this bloke.
Bellingham, you are the best CM in the world. You very good. Come to Real Madrid. Come to Real Madrid. Henderson. Sit down. No. If you come Real Madrid, you will give Ballon d'Or. Yeah, I think so. Huh?
Oh, this looks awkward. If you come to Real Madrid, you will give Ballon d'Or. Yeah, look who's sitting in the corner of that trio. Look whose ears sort of perked up at that. I mean, incredibly awkward interaction. This fella tells Jude he is the best CM in the world. Bellingham modestly says no and points at Henderson. Oh, now I know you're telling Porky Pies. There's being modest, and then there's having the intelligence of Mr. Bean. But wow, Henderson saying,
not Madrid, not Madrid.
Oh, in his dream, he would have wanted all three at Liverpool together. It's 2 years later. His two mates are now Galacticos, whilst he's on Ajax's bench, begging for a summer switch to Monaco, a club which Mbappe outgrew nearly 10 years ago. But yeah, that was the moment when Trent wanted Madrid. Look, this could have been handled better, I guess. I get that this is a sour way to leave and it will tarnish his legacy. But it's Real Madrid. I don't know. I can understand it. It is Real Madrid. The end goal for most footballers in the world. I remember Jonathan Woodgate leaving Newcastle for Real Madrid. It happens. Lads, Real Madrid is Real Madrid. Cristiano Ronaldo wanted to quit Manchester United when they were the best team in the world. Patrick Vieira was prepared to ditch Arsenal for Real Madrid midway through their invincible run. Well, lads, this man has literally been in the same building to witness Real Madrid lifting the Champions League twice. He's been there in 2018 and 2022, witnessing the magnitude of what it feels like to watch Real Madrid conquer Europe in the flesh. I mean, it doesn't help that the best night of Trent's life came in Madrid. And to be fair, that was the most anticlimactic Champions League final win of all time. It was against Spurs. Sorry, Liverpool versus Tottenham should not ever be a showpiece European final. The pinnacle of sport. No, that should be a 1:30 p.m. kickoff on a Sunday morning. Something which you whack on the telly whilst you're halfway through a hungover bowl of Cocoa Pops. Seeing Tottenham in the Champions League final must be a bit like watching Hollyoaks in the cinema. That should only ever be viewed on the couch. Trent wants legacy. He wants to play with tell your grandkids players. I mean, next season, he'll be playing alongside Vinicius Jr., Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, and probably a 40-year-old Luka Modric. Those are probably megastars who will be spoken about long after they retire. At Liverpool, he played with one. Salah. That's it. I mean, don't get me wrong, he played with some absolute beasts. But while Sadio Mane was briefly world class, now he's gonna have the long-term legacy as Frank Ribery. A brilliant player, sure, but ain't nobody chatting about Ribery down the pub now. I mean, people quickly forgot about him before he even hung up his boots. And to prove it, I bet you don't even know what club he retired at. Come on then, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exactly. You don't know. Did anyone say US Salernitana 1919? Nah, it's the same as Mane. Nobody is gonna take notice of what club he retires at. And ain't no grandkids gonna be asking Trent about him. A bit of a weird topic, because if Trent ever asks his grandma anything, it'll probably be, did Fergie hold you after? Oh, that is a disgusting image to have, I'm sorry. And also, what is the big fuss really?
Oh, Liverpool are losing the greatest ever right back.
Lads, when have Liverpool ever sold a star player and not uncovered a better replacement within 3 years? When Michael Owen goes in 2004, Fernando Torres joins in 2007, Luis Suarez leaves in 2014, Mo Salah joins in 2017, Raheem Sterling leaves in 2015, Sadio Mane joins in 2016, Philippe Coutinho leaves in 2018, Thiago Alcantara joins in 2020. Even when Xabi Alonso left, even his replacement, whilst a much inferior player, even he became a Premier League and Champions League winning lifting captain. Liverpool will be fine, I promise you. Okay, within 3 years, you will have a better right back than Trent. It's football heritage. What is everyone so upset about? You'll be fine. Look, Trent is misunderstood. Some people will tell you that he's a horrible, lazy, bird brain munchkin who can't defend, but others will say this.
I think he's up there with Cafu and Dani Alves and any you care to list of the all-time great right backs.
Sorry, what? Cafu. He actually mentioned Cafu. Nearly 150 caps for Brazil. He's played in 3 Champions League finals and won 2 World Cups. Trent, apparently the best right back of all time, is 3.5 years away from entering his 30s and has started 1 World Cup match. In a dead rubber against Belgium 7 summers ago, Fabian Delph started that match. Gary Cahill started that match. Phil Jones and Danny Rose started that match. It is a lifetime ago. Yeah, Cafu started 6 finals for Brazil, only losing 1. Trent has started 2 tournament matches for England since 2018, playing in midfield for both, where he was pretty grim. Even in that 2018 match, he was a right wing back, filling in for Trippier. So let me get this right then. The best right back of all time has never started a single tournament match for England as a right back. Like, never. Ever. Please, just stop it. In his whole life, he has played the full 90 minutes as a right back for England 9 times. The exact same total as Nathaniel Klein. Those are even very similar stats to Danny Mills. And he was as much a Cafu as I am a gingerbread witch. He is being offered a Real Madrid switch, despite having a less impressive England career than Danny Mills, who actually didn't miss a minute for England at the 2002 World Cup, where he shared a pitch with Cafu. Of course he's not going to turn this move down. Lads, is he supposed to be at Liverpool forever? Like, is he? Liverpool is his boyhood club, yes, but are you telling me that you can't get bored as a footballer? He's been living in Merseyside since October 1998. That goes into the last century. He's been hearing Scouse accents all around him since he was stealing cookies from the fridge. If he stays, this will be his 10th pre-season in the Liverpool first team. People can grow stale at a club, even their boyhood club. The same goals every summer, the same old biddy who doles out lasagna in the club canteen, the same conversations, the same dressing room banter, seeing the same faces in the crowd. He just wants something new. David Beckham could have been a one-club man. He could have looked after himself, converted himself into a central midfielder, and been there with his class of 92 buddies all the way until the end. Sure, that would have been fun, but compare the careers of Paul Scholes and Beckham. Similar ability, sure, but Beckham, he played for Real Madrid, AC Milan, PSG, and tried to crack America. That enhanced his brand, but Scholes, he did stick around to win 5 more Premier Leagues and a Champions League. Do you think Beckham would swap those experiences to just repeat his 90s success in the 2000s? No, I don't think so. I don't think he would have swapped playing with Zidane to sharing a pitch with Anderson and Darren Fletcher. I don't think he would have traded in his emotional last game in Paris by just being part of that ridiculous 5-5 draw at West Brom. I don't think he would have liked to stick around long enough to get embarrassed by Barcelona in 2 Champions League finals. Beckham was too handsome for Manchester. What a weird thing to say. Trent is giving up future Liverpool success, but I think he's cool with it because he's already seen it all. He's done it. He has achieved his Liverpool dream. It doesn't get much better than this. The best nights of his life have already happened. I mean, what does he do? Win another Premier League? Another Champions League? Sure, amazing. But he wants to do something new. Lads, is Steven Gerrard a traitor? Because yeah, he stayed at Liverpool for life, but don't forget, the most epic figure in this club's history. Even he, for at least a brief afternoon, he was wanting to quit. People think it's bonkers that Trent is walking out on the English champions, but I'm sorry. Gerrard was desperate to quit the European champions after the single most epic night in Liverpool's history. Oh no, here he was telling the world that at the age of 25, he had turned down a £100,000 a week contract. And lads, 100k is now looked at as Premier League couch change that a billionaire owner might scrabble together to tip the nerds at Burger King. I mean, £100,000 a week is what Matt Targett's wage demands were at Newcastle. And get this, the Magpies paid it. Huh? But yeah, back then, that was outrageous money. Nobody in Premier League history had ever agreed a £100,000 a week deal. And yet that still wasn't good enough for Stevie G. He was fully ready to join Chelsea, despite being offered an almost double your money deal.
Stephen has told us he will not accept an offer of an improved and extended contract because he wants to leave. A Liverpool club statement read:
The chairman at the time said this:
"The club has to be bigger than any individual. It's the ups and downs of football. Now we have to move on. We have done our best, but he has made it clear he wants to go, and I think it looks pretty final."
That was about Steven Gerrard, someone who you wouldn't blink twice if he was given a statue outside the ground. So don't tell me that it's now suddenly unthinkable for a homegrown Scouser to want to leave the club. Alexander-Arnold quitting does not mean that he doesn't love Liverpool anymore. Oh no, I mean, did Gerrard not love Liverpool in 2005? Because for that one afternoon, he was preferring to wear the blue of Chelsea than the red of Liverpool. Gerrard was quitting Liverpool for another English club. He was ready to represent a team who would be actively competing against his homegrown club for trophies. He was ready to spend the second half of his career trying to actively trying to stop Liverpool from winning the Premier League. He would have probably played directly against Liverpool in about 20 different games before he retired. Trent is walking away having helped deliver not 1 but 2 Premier League crowns and a Champions League and a bunch of other cups, including the actual FIFA Club World Cup. And in joining Real Madrid, it would mean that he'd probably only play against Liverpool about twice over the next 10 years. Look, I know Gerrard stayed in the end, but this is your biggest ever legend, and even he was briefly happy to quit. I know, it is the unspoken truth at your club, and you're not supposed to talk about the same way Manchester United fans desperately try to forget that Wayne Rooney ever handed in a transfer request and was considering a switch to Man City in 2010. I know, trying to shove those horrible traumatic memories to the back of your brain. This must be what Posh Spice feels when she's watching Netflix with Beckham on her couch. Even the word affair probably causes her to have a nosebleed in her soup. Gerrard was also offered Real Madrid the exact same job, and according to reports, he told Benitez that he was tempted. Price up the chance to go and play midfield with Zidane. But no, Liverpool demanded 45 million euros and 3 players in exchange: Alvaro Arbeloa, Javi Gracia, and Ruben de la Red. I mean, good job that move never went through, because Gracia grew up to be an expensive potato dud at Man City, whilst that teenage midfield superstar de la Red was retired at 25 after realizing he had a wonky heart. Swapping Gerrard for those 2 midfielders would have aged worse than the jokes in a Little Britain episode. It was a nightmare, though that whole 24 hours was a complete nightmare. Gerrard was telling the world that he was off, whilst Benitez had to force a smile and unveil Bolo Zenden to the crowd, signed on a free from Middlesbrough. I mean, that would be like Trent announcing that he's quitting the club, and in the same afternoon the club responds by trying to get the fans excited about the signing of Sean Longstaff on a free. I think he's making a brave decision, because the comfy, easy thing to do would be to double down on being a Liverpool legend and just stick it out forever in the same successful job where, yeah, he can win a bunch of more trophies and become an all-time and feel great, despite living in a nation where everyone still thinks he can't defend. But by deciding, no, I actually want to move to Spain and will risk my legend status by becoming a Galactico, that takes bravery. Gerrard wimped out of that move to Chelsea. I mean, sure, technically he was being loyal to Liverpool, but he wasn't being loyal the previous day when he wanted to quit. I think he stayed, yes, because he loved the club, but also, and more importantly, because he didn't want the hassle for his family. He saw people burning his shirt outside the Shankly gates and rightly freaked out. He didn't want his mum getting milk thrown at her when doing her shopping at Waitrose. If Liverpool fans had shrugged their shoulders and wished him well that night, I guarantee you with all of my heart, he would have joined Chelsea in 2005. Look, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong here, but even moving to Real Madrid, he's earning his agent brother, £10 million. Trent has already spoken about how much his brothers sacrificed their own football careers so their mum could drive him to training as a kid. He speaks about them as his best friends. When he wins an England cap, he says it's for them. Every achievement is as a trio. And, well, in joining Real Madrid, his brother is getting a £10 million paycheck. In one swift flick of a pen, his brother is automatically becoming richer than Molly May. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong, but I really don't think it's all that bad. Anyway, that's the end of it. Let me know what do you think. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think is trying to trade? Let me know in the comments. If you're there, don't forget to like, share, subscribe as always. I'll talk to you in a while.